What if I told you that right now, at this very moment? A magical bowl is sitting in front of you. Every second you waste, a gold coin disappears from it forever. You can't stop it. You can't get those coins back. And one day, when the bowl is empty, your life will be too. Sounds frightening? Then listen carefully to this story, because it may change the way you look at time forever. This story is inspired by classic wisdom tales about the value of time and the illusion of endless opportunities. Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a young man named Armand. Armand was intelligent, talented, and full of dreams. But he had one dangerous habit. He always said, "I'll do it tomorrow." He postponed everything. Learning new skills? Tomorrow. Starting a business? Tomorrow. Helping his family? Tomorrow. Following his dreams? Tomorrow. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. Yet Armand remained exactly where he was. One day, an old sage arrived in the kingdom. People believed the sage possessed extraordinary wisdom. Villagers traveled from faraway places just to seek his advice. Curious, Armand decided to meet him. When his turn arrived, he bowed respectfully and said, "Master, I want success, wealth, and happiness, but somehow nothing changes in my life. What should I do?" The sage looked into Armand's eyes and smiled. Without saying a word, he handed him a small golden bowl. The bowl shimmered brilliantly in the sunlight. "Take this bowl," the sage said. "It has a special power." Armand's eyes widened. "A special power?" The sage nodded. "Every sunrise, this bowl fills itself with gold coins." Armand gasped. "Really?" "Yes," said the sage. "But there is one condition." The sage continued. "Every coin represents 1 hour of your life. You may spend the coins however you wish, but when the sun sets, every unused coin disappears forever." Armand laughed. "That's easy. I'll use them wisely." The sage gave him a mysterious look. "We shall see." The next morning, Armand woke up and found the bowl overflowing with sparkling gold coins. He was amazed. "This is incredible." But instead of using the day wisely, he thought, "I'll relax for a little while first." So he lay down. He scrolled through meaningless entertainment. He chatted aimlessly. He wandered through the marketplace. Hours passed. As evening approached, he looked inside the bowl. Half the coins were gone. Panic struck him. "What happened?" The bowl whispered softly. "The hours you wasted have disappeared forever." The next day, the bowl filled again. This time, Armand promised himself he would be productive. But a friend invited him to gamble. Another invited him to a festival. Another suggested wasting time discussing other people's lives. Again, he said, "I still have plenty of time." By sunset, most of the coins were gone. Again. Days turned into weeks. Every evening, Armand watched gold vanish from the bowl. At first, he felt annoyed, then worried, then afraid, because he began to notice something. The bowl wasn't filling as much as before. Every morning, there were fewer coins. He rushed to the sage. "Master, the bowl is broken." The sage shook his head. "No, the bowl reflects your life." Armand's heart raced. "What do you mean?" The sage replied, "When you were a child, your bowl was overflowing. When you became a young man, some coins disappeared. One day, you'll be old, and eventually," the sage paused, "the bowl will stop filling." Silence filled the air. For the first time in his life, Armand understood. His time wasn't unlimited. Every sunrise was a gift. Every sunset was a loss. That night, Armand couldn't sleep. He kept staring at the golden bowl. For years, he had believed he would always have more time, more chances, more opportunities. But now he realized something terrifying. Life doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. The future isn't guaranteed. The next morning, everything changed. Araman woke before sunrise. He used his first coins learning valuable skills, the next coins helping his parents, the next building a business, the next improving his health, the next helping others. For the first time, every coin had purpose, every hour mattered. Months passed, then years. Arman's life transformed. He became respected throughout the kingdom, not because he was the smartest, not because he was the richest, but because he understood something most people never learn: the secret value of time. One day, as an old man, Arman visited the sage again. His hair was white, his face carried wrinkles, but his eyes shone with wisdom. The bowl now contained only a few coins. Arman smiled. "I finally understand." The sage nodded. "What have you learned?" Arman gently held the bowl and said, "When I was young, I thought gold was the greatest treasure. But I was wrong. The real treasure was never the gold. It was the time represented by every coin. Gold can be earned again. Money can return. Lost opportunities may come back. But a single hour of life," he looked at the bowl, "never returns." The sage smiled proudly. At last, his student had learned the lesson. And that is the truth about life. Every morning, an invisible bowl is placed in front of each of us, filled with 24 golden coins, 24 precious hours. Some people spend them wisely. Others waste them believing there will always be more tomorrow. But tomorrow is never guaranteed. Remember, money lost can be earned again. Friends lost can be found again. Opportunities lost may return. But time lost is gone forever. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't keep saying tomorrow, because the most valuable treasure in the world isn't gold. It's the time you have today. Use it before the bowl becomes empty.